Professor Valerie Powell at Harold Washington and Wilbur Wright Colleges. This is our week 4 overview video for our 12-week mini session. So let's begin and see what's up this week. Like all weeks, the place to begin to figure out what you should do is the activity schedule. So you can get that by going into content, or you can use this content browser right here to open that up. Okay, so we are now in week 4, if you can believe that. And so let's go over what we should be doing. You should be watching the week 4 overview video, which you're doing right now. You should do research, find 3 to 5 new sources for your research. Then you should read They Say, I Say, Chapter 1, and you should read in the readings area of content, Glenn, Chapter 3. So let me show you how to get to that again, just in case you don't remember how to get to the readings area in content. You come back to content and come over here to readings. And we're done with the week 2 readings. So you come down here to the readings area, the readings module, just regular readings, like this. And then they're alphabetized. So here's Glenn. If you are looking for something and you don't see it, they're alphabetized, but you might hit load more. They might be down farther. Okay, and then in YouTube, you should watch the video about recognizing bias. And then this week, we have a few graded activities. The first is the research proposal workshop. So let's take a look at that. So at the end of week 5, you have a final draft of this proposal due. Okay, so this week and next week, you are going to be working on drafting your proposal and getting some feedback from your peers and from me before submitting the final draft that's worth more points. So the main post is due, like usual, by Saturday of week 4, and the late main post is due by Tuesday evening of week 5. And the difference with this activity, this discussion, is that your reply posts to your peers are due Friday of week 5. So not this week, but Friday of next week. And that's so that students can use Saturday, if they choose, to make final revisions to the final draft. So they need that feedback, and no late replies will be accepted. So if your replies aren't there by Friday of next week, we will not accept them, because your peers really need you to reply. Okay, so at this point you've had a few weeks of research, and now you should be sort of homing in on what you want to be writing about. And so your final draft of your proposal is just like this part 1 of the discussion. So I want your main post is going to have several parts, and just number them according to the part that they are, and then answer each of these questions in about a paragraph or so. Okay, and I think it's pretty straightforward for questions 1 through 5, and then numbers 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 are a little bit less paragraphy. Okay, your topic phrase is going to be the noun phrase that you would put for your thesis. Okay, so that might be Chicago's food waste problem, or food swamps in the uptown neighborhood. Your claim phrase would be the verb phrase that you would pair for that. So it should begin with a verb, and it should probably be a claim of policy or a claim of value. And then your thesis support reason, your first one. What's the first reason of support? Now, this might not be a complete sentence. It just might be an idea. So essentially what I'm doing here, and then number 9 would be your second reason of support. Again, probably not a complete sentence. And then in number 10, what I'm asking you to do is to combine 6, 7, 8, and 9 into one persuasive thesis. Okay, I'm really looking for your thesis to be have these parts exactly and to be put in this order. Okay, and then next week you will respond to each section of your peers' proposal with these guiding questions. Make sure that you use the guiding questions for your replies, and also make sure that you label your guiding questions appropriately. So, like 10 would be 10A, 10B, 10C, etc. Okay, so that is your main thing for this week is to be researching and doing that. And your research will have the annotated bibliography again this week. We're going to keep doing that for the next few weeks. And a couple things I want to mention is that first, you go back to the peer mark for the week before and give feedback to your peers. So this is peer mark 4, so you should go back to peer mark 3. And then compile your works cited entries. Remember, give the MLA works cited entries and tell what type it is, and also tell what example you're using from Little Seagull Handbook. Some of us are missing that each week, and you're losing points for it. I want to see that you're using your handbook, and so do your peers. They can't evaluate your work unless they see what your model is. Okay, and then make your citation. Make sure you're using the hanging dent, and then write your summary, and then evaluate it with the cars. Okay? And then you also have a quiz this week. And I'm pretty sure we know how to get to the quizzes. You can get to them by the quiz area, go to quiz week 4, and also for peer mark, we're in peer mark week 4. If you need the guidelines again, they're here. Click on the peer mark for your new submission. I guess the time hasn't opened up yet for this, but when it's ready, it'll say upload, and you can upload there. Okay, so those are the things that you should be doing this week. If you're behind by Tuesday, you can do the assignment from week 3, the discussion from week 3, and your peer mark from week 3, and your quiz from week 3. Now, I will say, if you are behind a little bit on your research, let's say that last week you only did 2 sources on your peer mark assignment, then this week maybe add 4. So instead of having 3, have 4, and so that you are catching up. The idea here is to be doing a little bit of research over a long period of time, and not to cram it all in the day before it's due, before the final draft is due. Okay, so this is Professor Pell signing off for this week. I hope you have a wonderful week. I can't wait to see you in class.